So I've been trying to think through why clarity is so difficult, and this idea of, I don't know. And how we tend to see a lot of responses to this online by, okay, if you don't know the job, then think about what you loved as a kid. And if you don't know what you loved as a kid, think about what drives you in life, what your mission is. And if you don't know what your mission is, go back to your core values and identify those and then go from there. And even if you go through your last 3 jobs and pull out of your job descriptions, and I mean I do this exercise with clients, but it's in a broader context that I'll talk about in a moment. Go through your last job descriptions and pull out the things that you really loved. This is why this doesn't work. Here's why this doesn't work. Because as we're going through life and we're having experiences, we're having emotional experiences, we're having hits along the way. And the hits that we go through, the emotional, mental hits that we go through, impact us. So this is often why, for a really sort of simple, relatable example is, you have a relationship, it's extremely painful, and then you decide, I'm not going to have another relationship because all people of that whatever, however you identify them, are going to be like that. We broad stroke. And it's the same with, I worked in a corporation and I had a terrible experience. I don't want any corporations now, or anything about business. Or I had a really toxic boss in this particular sector, and so I'm not going to do that. Or the board, oh my God, we had so many problems with the board, so I'm going to stay away from that. So we start to broad stroke, and we do this because it was painful, and especially if it touches in on pain points that drive way back to when we were younger and we didn't have power and I can't believe that just happened on this video. I'm leaving it in. It takes them all the way back. I don't know how to turn it off. I'm blushing. It takes us all the way back to when we were really little and we didn't have power and we didn't have control and we couldn't just pack our bags and get out of there or make, different decisions. So it was incredibly painful back then and disorienting. So when we're going through life and we're having these difficult experiences, these painful experiences, sometimes they go very deep inside of us, and then we don't feel safe. They create a core kind of lack of safety. And it is safety, the need for safety, that allows us to, if we have enough safety, psychological safety or internal safety, we can open up to clarity. But we have to feel safe to be able to do that. So when somebody's going, what do you want? Or we'll just lay out your values or just think about the things that matter to you. Part of our brains are going, well, okay, I think this thing mattered to me, but then it really hurt. So I'm not actually sure if that was the right thing that should have mattered to me. Or I think I wanted this thing, but then I had this really painful experience. So now I'm doubting whether that's actually the thing. And this is where it can be invaluable to have a sounding board around these things, whether it's another human who really knows how to listen, or whether it's you journaling or writing things out in a much more detailed way, because there's a nuancing. We have to start pulling things apart. What's the pain point? What did it trigger inside of me? This is where self-awareness and self-discovery starts to heal the threads that are woven in and blurring the picture. We can heal those threads. And then when they sort of melt away, what we're left with is a connection internally that's much cleaner and clearer. We can feel it. We can feel our own truth, because we're no longer getting knocked around like a pinball machine internally by our past recollections of what's been happening to us. This can be a game changer. Really curious if any of this resonates. I'm just starting to sort of say things that I see and hear again and again and again, and I don't know if I'm saying them very clearly, but we'll see. So I really would love to hear your reactions.